The Bauer case. Isn't it time we close the file on that one?
I'd love to, believe me, but justice hasn't been done.
Poetic justice, maybe. Nobody comes away from this one looking good, including us.
What Detective Curtis is saying is, we think you've got a case against the Good Shepherd Agency.
Against Stefan Montrose, you mean? The champion of the downtrodden?
Are you saying he's the killer?
No, but his agency failed to prevent the deaths. We feel he's responsible.
Oh, great.
Go ahead, I'm listening. Tell me why we should go after Montrose.
Stonewall for Aaron failed to monitor the situation.
Law says a child welfare agency's got to check in with clients regularly.
And Good Shepherd didn't?
Yeah. What's become at Christmas for them? Yeah. Montrose claimed the caseworker made a Christmas visit, but she seems to have no memory of it. See, I'm doing so well detective-wise,
She drew a blank.
but I'm
when
gonna
we asked
fuck it
about
up,
her last
choke
visit.
in the
And
prosecution way.
Montrose himself basically admitted that he ignores state procedure.
Are we gonna stand by and let our social service agencies go rogue?
Jack, we don't have a case against him.
Not yet. Let's see what's in those case files.
Yeah, let's subpoena those case files.
Here's the last record in the file.
What about the sensitive material from several years ago Montrose told us about?
Mysteriously missing.
Christmas Day, huh? That is one dedicated caseworker.
Could the caseworker have visited Jenny Howard on Christmas afternoon? Well, she had no recollection. Well, yeah, no. Yeah. She said she
That's
did.
one
So.
lying caseworker. We got a ticket says Aaron Bauer was at the top of the World Trade Center at 2 that afternoon.
This report's a complete fabrication, no question. But who do we indict? Simplest thing would be to go after the caseworker, but
Montrose says he prefers to be the point of contact with the city.
then let's give him what he wants.
Alright. Try again for a better score. Nah, there's no point.
Throughout his career, Stefan Montrose has continually shone a light on the system's indifference to its most vulnerable citizens. Tuesday afternoon, the system struck back.
We know what the columns are saying, Miss Jameson. We intend to prove that Dr. Montrose is guilty as charged.
Manslaughter with gross negligence?
In addition to one count of falsification of records with intent to deceive.
I'm afraid you won't get the chance to present those records in court. I'm filing a motion to suppress.
Oh.
Paperwork went through the day before the subpoena was served. Good Shepherd is no longer run by the Archdiocese of New York. It's now an entirely private agency, administered through Dr. Montrose's holding company, New Directions.
So you propose to throw out the evidence because we put the wrong address on the subpoena? Of all the underhanded ploys.
The argument is technically correct.
New Holden. New Direction was called.
Validates admissibility. The court finds for the motion.
They paid 1,000, no?
We'll proceed without it.
They paid 1,000 to the mother. So he paid money to the mother for some reason.
Dr. Montrose, we've heard in graphic detail about the final days of Aaron Bauer. It's natural to feel pity and perhaps even outrage over the manner in which he died. So tell the court, are you in fact guilty of gross negligence?
Why is she holding the book?
No, I am not.
Let me read you a quote. Neglect is built into our current welfare system.
Oh, okay.
The client is a mere asset to be kept or traded as it benefits the agency.
You're reading to me from my own book, The Empty High Chair, published last spring. My agency is different.
Indeed, Good Shepherd is distinguished for treating its clients with dignity, as individuals with needs. Isn't that right?
Isn't that right? These fucking lawyer terms, like this.
Objection!
Isn't that right? Is it leading? Yeah, it's leading.
Leading. Defense is giving a speech for her client.
Sustained.
Yeah,
Let's
boy.
concentrate on the facts of this case, shall we?
Were you
Stupid
personally
bitches.
involved in the case of Aaron Bauer?
I involved myself personally in every one of my cases, and this was especially true with respect to Aaron.
How so?
When the Bowers first came to my attention, Aaron had been taken into state custody and shut away inside City Youth Home. I know that institution well. I spent my own formative years there. Nobody deserves to go to City Youth Home. Nobody.
And yet, despite your personal involvement in this case, Aaron Bauer was killed. How do you explain this?
One word: drugs. First it was the crack epidemic. Now, just as that's beginning to subside, an even worse plague is sweeping through New York. It's a plague that destroys mostly those on the margins, so it's easy for the rest of us to ignore.
Do you have some ideas for addressing this problem?
Do you have any ideas for addressing this problem? What would you object about? What's too there to object? Do you have some ideas for addressing the problems? Oh, wait. This play destroys. I don't know. Wait, object anyway for the case.
Objection.
Objections, misleading the jury, assuming facts not within evidence. Or should I have withdrawn? Could it mislead the jury? Is that a good objection, misleading the jury? Because you're gonna come up with ideas where you think you could do it, but fuck it, withdrawn.
Withdrawn.
Jenna Bauer
No,
lapsed
fuck,
back
I fucked
into
up.
addiction, unbeknownst to you, although your caseworker visited her as recently as Christmas Day.
I'm afraid that's correct. In spite of our vigilance, in spite of intensive therapy, the siren call of crystal meth proved too much for her. And once she began using again, she quickly became a danger to her son.
How did she manage to pull the wool over your eyes?
It's one of the most insidious aspects of the syndrome. I've seen it many times. The addict puts up a false front of normalcy, a front that can fool even a trained observer.
Yes, object.
Objection.
What's badgering again? I thought badgering is making insults. No expert standing? Oh no, I don't know what it is.
No expert standing.
Your Honor, Dr. Montrose is director of a licensed welfare agency.
He don't know
He
shit.
has a PhD in social work from
He's a
Cornell.
killer.
He is eminently qualified to comment on the behavior of addicts.
Agreed. Objection overruled.
Oh
One
man,
last
I'm
question.
fucking up
Has
big
this
time. He's gonna
tragedy
run
caused
away.
you to re-examine your practice?
Naturally, we're thoroughly reviewing our procedures. We exist to serve our clients. The death of one impoverishes us all.
Of course. Thank you, Dr. Montrose.
Oh my gosh, I'm on the back
Your
foot.
witness, Mr. McCoy.
Deja vu. Deja vu. I'm gonna have to replay the scene. Fuck. Okay. If we lose, we lose.
Dr. Montrose.
Danger. Aaron.
Your
Danger,
agency advocated for Jenna Bauer in her bid to regain custody of her son, Aaron. In retrospect, was this in Aaron's best interest?
Considering his fate, the answer has to be no. But hindsight is always 20/20.
At the time, you believed the opposite to be self-evident, right? Every mother deserves to retain the custody of her children?
We weighed the pros and cons of Jenna Bauer's case, and we came to the conclusion that she deserved a second chance. Perhaps if we'd had more facts at our disposal, we would have agreed with the city's decision.
Fucking bullshit. No. You lied, mother trucker. Claimed he fought against giving. Montrose earlier admit he took up Jen's position about thinking the alternatives for Aaron was this, and said there's no reserve to go there. Yeah, take that!
In this case, the alternative was placing Aaron in City Youth Home. You simply didn't want him there. Dr. Montrose, have you ever signed off on moving a child from his parents' custody into the institutional foster care system?
No.
State guidelines for social welfare agencies mandate 1 home visit per month at the very least.
You needn't lecture me. I'm well acquainted with state guidelines.
Do you follow them?
Yes, Mr. McCoy. We follow the state guidelines meticulously.
Good Shepherd didn't have its own guidelines?
No.
No. Got evidence December 25th. Watch it. Caseworker makes up the rules that goes along. Just told Dixon makes up the memo about revised guidance discovered in case file. I remember I'm gonna read this because I'm free. I spent my own formative years of it. Okay, it's the last record sensitive. Mysteriously missing. That's one line case record. We've got tickets there. Okay, enough like that. That's not it. Pretty. I see one. Okay, see what he says here. To the old indigenous brother, do you come to Muslim or my clients? First founded by Sister Trinity Convent, but the back into the church still technically oversees the business, but in addition to purchase the also the blend of I don't know. Based on what? Testify say going. He didn't say that, did he? Caseworker at Make Shift makes up the rules that goes on. Caseworker never said that as well. Cause Texas station makes his own he never said that as well. Memo about revised guidelines discovered in case file. Was it? Was this the caseworker? Here's the last record in the file. Mysteriously missing. That's one dedicated. That's one. We've got a ticket. You know. What? Which one is it then? Based on what? Testify. I just read it or skim read it. I didn't see anything. Ah, should I put the bottom one? Bottom one or the top one? Okay, whatever. Fucking hell is it? I didn't catch that one. Oh, I'm doing so bad.
You've heard Detective Curtis's account of what he found in Jenna Bauer's apartment, and you've seen the pictures.
Indeed I have. What can I say? Appalling. I had no idea until this very morning when my counsel showed me the pictures.
Yeah, the person had no idea that they, no. The caseworker gave him a call so she could have said stuff. Caseworker called Montrose from the apartment, yeah.
We know your caseworker, Ms. Schuyler, briefed you after Mrs. Bauer's body was discovered.
Well, yes, of course, but it takes a picture to really communicate the situation.
You're the expert, Dr. Montrose. Do you think it's possible for conditions to degenerate that rapidly in a mere 8 days?
It's possible, I suppose. But I have to admit, if I were an outside observer, I'd find it a difficult story to swallow. Indeed, if it weren't for my faith in my employer, Miss Schuyler, I'd be inclined to think it was a story.
Really? No further questions, Your Honor.
Oh gosh, I'm down. I broke even that one, and I'm supposed to be on the upper hand, because I was prosecuting, I was questioning him.
Defense calls Wanda Schuyler to the witness stand.
I hate
I know
objecting.
this is difficult for you, Miss Schuyler, but I want you to recall for us the moment you stepped into Jenna Bauer's apartment on January 1st.
It was like stepping off a cliff, you know?
Because of your feelings for Mrs. Bauer, you mean? Because you cared about her so much?
She's pouring words into her mouth.
Objection!
I'm trying to make it dramatic. It's not ask and answer. We haven't asked it twice, right? It's leading.
Leading?
Sustained.
Would you say you had a personal connection with Aaron Bauer?
Yes, I did. Aaron, he was a great kid. Talented, you know. He wanted to be a comic book artist when he grew up.
Oh, Wonder Woman was
We had a
her.
private game where he pretended I was a
Oh,
superhero.
the caseworker
But he
was
didn't say or
Wonder
do
Woman.
anything
I get
in
it.
the last few
Wonder
months
Sky.
to indicate his home life was deteriorating?
No, you know how boys can be at his age. Stoic. He probably thought it would be unmanly or disloyal to tattle on his mom.
But he didn't say or do anything in the last few months to indicate his home life was deteriorating. You know how boys can be at his age, stoic. He probably thought it would be unmanly to. I object.
Objection!
See, he said he probably thought, okay, she's just thinking on his behalf, so it's kind of speculation, right? I won't say no extra standing because she's a caseworker, so she should be familiar with this kind of thing. So it has to be speculation.
The witness is speculating about the victim's motivations.
Sustained.
Yep.
Please confine yourself to your own impressions.
How long have you been employed with Good Shepherd, Miss Schuyler?
It'll be 3 years in April.
And in that time, has Dr. Montrose ever encouraged you to be negligent in your duties?
Not at all, no. Dr. Montrose is an inspiration. He knows firsthand how broken the system is, and he's completely passionate about reforming it. It's energizing. I only wish... I just wish this hadn't happened to him. I mean, to all of us.
Of course. We all do. Your witness.
Oh yeah, okay, we're coming back, guys. But is it enough, though?
Miss Schuyler, Dr. Montrose has testified that you visited the Bauers in their apartment on Christmas Day. At that time, did you find any indications that Jenna Bauer had lapsed back into her addiction to crystal meth?
I didn't see any... I never made that visit. I don't have an excuse. I simply failed to do my job, and then I faked the report after the fact to cover up. I'm sorry, Dr. Montrose.
That's not what you said at the deposition. Are you changing your testimony, Miss Schuyler?
I guess so.
Were you briefed about this? Your Honor, prosecution was unprepared for this development. We petitioned the court for a continuance.
Petition granted. We will resume trial next week.
Oh shit. This case has just taken a turn for the worse. The jury doesn't know what to make of Wanda Schuyler's testimony. To win it over, you need to convince the witness to change sides.
I've been at the bar 30 years, Miss Jameson, but I don't think I've ever witnessed such a blatantly unethical maneuver. Instructing a witness to change her testimony without altering the deposition.
You have no grounds for accusing me of complicity.
You'd better hope I don't find any. Now, why are you protecting Dr. Montrose?
Don't let yourself be intimidated, Miss Schuyler. You don't have to answer anything.
No, but you do have to go to jail if you're found guilty of falsifying documents.
We need you to come clean. Please.
Appeal to Aaron. If she has any remorse feelings for Aaron, do it for baby Aaron.
If you're telling the truth about forging that report, then you must have lied when you said you cared about Aaron.
That's not true.
Do it for Aaron.
I did care. We had a bond.
I do believe her. Then do it. Do the be a man. Do the right thing. Wonder Woman was running Aaron, you know.
Why would you neglect your duties towards someone you care about?
You mentioned on the stand something about a private game between you and Aaron.
It was just a silly joke. It didn't mean anything.
It did to him, I think.
You were his hero, but you failed.
You have to understand.
Wanda, be quiet.
I can't. You know I believe in Dr. Montrose, but I just can't. You'd better go.
I represent you.
Not anymore.
Oh shit.
Now, what's the real story?
Feels bad, man, having to use a dead child to get her on our side. But you know, justice is justice, right? We have to.
Miss Schuyler, I hold here your personal copy of a visitation report dated December 25th, signed by you and Dr. Montrose.
What? I'm down by that much? I thought I was only minus 30. That looks at minus 50. Hacks!
Did you write this report?
No,
Who did?
Dr. Montrose.
But this is your signature.
Yes.
So what's that £1,000? Sorry, $1,000 receipt that we saw in the home?
If you didn't write this report, why did you put your name on it?
He said, Dr. Montrose told me the city wanted to use the Bauer tragedy as a pretext for legal action, taking over the agency. Putting my name on that document was the only way to save it.
I don't know. It's possible, you know, it's possible. How the fuck? I'm still pissed off, triggered how I'm fucking minus 50. This doesn't look like 30 to you. Was it even 30? Was it minus 10? Shift told McCoy. Who the fuck is Shift? Oh, okay, let's see what I'm thinking of. Defense attorney announces Good Shepherd is now public. Initially, Mrs. Bauer expressed concerns that she be Shepherd's client wants Good Shepherd. When public document told detectives that working with the city would lead to the city taking out. It's private. It's a private agency, no? Because they negotiated a transfer from Archaeologist or whatever it's called. That working with the city would lead the city taking over. I think it's this one, no? Yeah. That one made the most sense. See, so from there to there it was here to here was 20. How am I so behind? This suggests I'm like 40 behind. The fuck? Do I need to know when did we sign it? Does it even matter? I could just ask it. What happens when you ask a red herring? Like, does it matter when you signed it? Last visit.
When did you last visit Jenna and Aaron Bauer?
Last spring? 8 months ago.
Holy shit, 8 months ago. The time Redmond happened last spring. What happened 8 months ago? 8 months ago was a long time. I click on yes and then we'll see what happens. I have no idea what happened in spring. Let's read answers. Bowers arrived in New York. No, it was 2 years, no? Mrs. Tallis' last visit to Manhattan. Dr. Monroe's books was published. Oh shit, how am I supposed to know when this book was out again? Oh, where am I even gonna go? Like, so she came in Christmas. She normally comes in. No, she said she normally comes in fall. So it's not Tallis. That's a kind of like a bluff. Oh, Schiff was the judge. What's the question again? Sorry, no. That must be the book then. She says she's been working for almost 3 years, right? So it must be this one then.
Just after Dr. Montrose's book was published.
Yes, that's when things started getting really crazy for all of us. We were flooded with new clients. There was no way we could keep up with them. And then one day, Dr. Montrose called us into his office and told us about his new early graduation program.
Tell us about Dr. Montrose's early graduation program.
He said he determined that a number of our clients no longer needed our services.
According to state guidelines.
No, according to his own guidelines. He called
Oh,
them
that was early.
graduates.
That's his
He mailed each
answer.
of them a certificate and a one-time payment of $1,000 in exchange for...
In exchange for them keeping quiet.
Yes.
Ah, so that's the fucking 1,000
Yes.
we saw from News Holding.
We need to talk.
Oh shit! I was down by -50. What the fuck? Was it -50? I thought it was -30.
Ready to cut a deal?
My fate is immaterial, Mr. McCoy. My sole concern is to keep the reform movement from falling apart.
Very noble. What are you proposing?
Dr. Montrose pleads to negligence and serves a 12-month probation. He agrees to step aside and allow an acting director to run Good Shepherd for the length of the term.
Oh, what an example of self-sacrifice that is. I've got a better idea, Dr. Montrose.
Oh, manslaughter is a bit too much, no? I mean, that's what we was going for, but I'm not confident. I'm no fucking Harvey Specter, yeah? I know Harvey Specter will go for manslaughter and hit a fucking home run, you know? You know, he'll hit, bases loaded here, hit a fucking grand slam home run, you know? With me, I'm just, I'm a fucking pleb, you know? I can't do this. I mean, gross negligence, what's that? That sounds like a fucking slap on the wrist, you know? It doesn't sound that severe. I mean, sure, he would do some time, but, I don't know what other repercussions it is. I don't know if this is the most severe, and then it goes down, well, it gets more lenient. Suspend sentence, I don't know, that sounds like, he's fucked, he can't do anything. But gross negligence, does that mean suspended sentence also? And then on top of that, he will get some sort of like fine, maybe do time, like probation or whatever. Manslaughter is too much. Because I want to fuck him over. I don't know if suspend sentences is enough. Or gross negligence. Pleads to negligence and serves a 12-month probation. Let's suspend sentence.
I'll consider advocating for a suspended sentence. You don't need to go
Oh,
to jail,
fuck.
Dr. Montrose, but you do need to be relieved of your post at Good Shepherd permanently.
Yeah.
You resign, we put the agency into court receivership.
And allow my life's work to be undone by a bunch of court-appointed hacks? No chance.
Looks like we're fighting this one to the end. See you in court, McCoy.
Okay. Alright.
Welcome back to the stand, Dr. Montrose. Perhaps this time we can get to the truth. Wanda Schuyler has made some remarkable assertions. Would you care to revise any of your previous statements in the light of her testimony?
She helped, but not
Clearly
enough
I
to
was
put in my
mistaken in claiming
side.
that Good Shepherd did everything it could to avert this tragedy. The caseworker assigned to the Bowers was negligent. Criminally negligent.
Were you aware of her negligence? Did you in fact order her to stop making home visits?
Self-serving lies. I'm guilty of trusting in her professionalism, nothing else. I'm a very busy man, Mr. McCoy. I don't get personally involved in every case.
No. Remark as that he had ample free times. I admit he halted home visits. Testified earlier he does get personally involved in every cases, especially Aaron's. I think it's this one, isn't it? Yeah. Come on, clawing back. I'm breaking even now.
Transcript. Counsel for the defense. Were you personally involved in the case of Aaron Bauer? Defendant. I involve myself personally in every one of my cases.
Well, yes, I said that, but there's only so much of me to go around.
Wanda Schuyler mentioned an early graduation program. Dr. Montrose, did you issue payouts to your clients, then drop them from your active client list without ever informing Child Protective Services?
Of course not. That's a complete fabrication.
Can you? Yes, I can. We saw evidence. Diploma discovered on for justified graduation visitation. Yeah, this one here. Take that! We're winning, motherfucker!
Your Honor, I would like to submit People's Exhibit D into evidence. A receipt for a $1,000 check issued to Jenna Bauer by the defendant's holding company, New Directions.
Objection. Immaterial. New Directions is a completely different and unconnected corporate entity. If they issued a check to Jenna Bauer, that has no bearing on Dr.
I thought it's owned by them now.
culpability.
Okay, yes I can. That's why we couldn't use the fucking case files. Bitch! Trying to cover walls over their eyes, you know? New Direction now owns, they're connected. Caseworkers and okay, let's go back just in case we fuck up. I think it's the second one, not the first one, but we need to make sure. This guy is like falling off the cliff. Also, Good Shepherd is no longer run by Archaeodiocese of New York. It's administered through Dr. Yeah, so it's through the evidence. Holding company New Direction.
Hardly immaterial, Your Honor.
Agreed. Objection overruled.
So, did you send Mrs. Bauer a $1,000 check last April, Dr. Montrose? Or is that also a complete fabrication?
I may have done so.
You don't remember?
I believe I did.
What prompted you? Charity?
Of course. The Bowers were very poor. They needed help.
Yes, they did. But you gave them cash.
Oh, just a bit ahead. I don't know, man.
Dr. Montrose has devoted his life to helping those who have been failed by the system. But some, sadly, are beyond help. And sometimes a good agency can be undone by the actions of one dishonest employee. If Wanda Schuyler hadn't failed to discharge her duties, and then compounded her failure with lies, might Good Shepherd have been able to save Jenna and Aaron Bauer? We'll never know. It's a bitter irony that a champion of reform should fail to spot the corruption among his own staff. He can be faulted, perhaps, for being too trusting, too optimistic about human nature. Surely this is no crime. But if my client is convicted of these charges, if he's sent to jail and his reform movement is crushed by the powers that be, it will be more than a crime. It will be an outrage.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I won't get personal with him and say what he did.
Dr. Montrose made his name arguing that our welfare system treats its clients like numbers. He proposed to treat them with dignity as individuals. His message resonated with millions, and he became famous. But the demands of celebrity caused him to neglect his own principles. In the end, his own clients were reduced to numbers. Numbers on checks.
Plus 20. Why is it still? Oh, because she made me go down there after her speech. Beware reformers.
Children belong with their parents. This is a sentiment that resonates with us, and we can be grateful that Dr. Montrose's advocacy has helped push our welfare system to take the claims of parents more seriously. But not every individual case conforms to the ideal. In the case of Jenna and Aaron Bauer, the defendant's ideals blinded him to the realities of the case and led him to make a serious error.
Oh shit, okay. I don't... Yeah.
The deaths of Aaron and Jenna Bauer left Dr. Montrose with a terrible decision to make. He could acknowledge his agency's mistake, but this would compromise his moral authority as a public advocate. Or he could cover up the evidence of his neglect and perhaps preserve his reputation at the expense of his integrity. Dr. Montrose chose the less noble expedient. What causes people to commit crimes of gross negligence? I've run across many motives in my day: resentment, greed, indifference, callousness. Dr. Montrose is motivated to make the world a better place. His good intentions, it seems, have blinded him to the evil he has perpetrated. That's what makes him a tragic figure and a dangerous one. And that's why it's so imperative that justice be done.
Have you reached a verdict?
I wonder if I can click them all.
In the case of gross negligence, we find the defendant, Stephen Montrose,
Yes!
guilty as charged. In the case of manslaughter...
Another victory for truth and justice.
Is it? Good Shepherd will go into receivership, and before long it'll be just another child welfare agency.
Montrose was a fraud, Jack. He got what he deserves.
But does his movement deserve to die? How many parents are going to lose their kids as a result of this decision?
Hey, it's not our job to second guess. Our job is to call them as we seize them, and trust that it'll all work out in the end. Come on, let's get a drink.
Allison, you look great.
Who the fuck is
I feel
Allison?
great.
Oh, I had.
I've even been running again. Where's Detective Curtis?
Oh, she had some sort of surgery.
So, I'm guessing your recovery is going better than the last time we talked.
Last time we talked, I was in a coma. I've been seeing a hypnotherapist, of all things.
Anything jog your memory? Sorry, that was terrible.
That's guessing some jogging case
No,
incident.
I do remember running with Harrison. The orange overhead lamps and the trees. But that's it. Nothing after. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Trauma like this, there's often memory loss.
I still miss him, though. Harrison's family's been great. His father's been taking care of all the bills. And, of course, he's pleased as punch about his new grandson. We're calling him Brendan.
Good. We sort of wondered if this surprise grandbaby might be a problem.
Not at all. So we weren't married. So we were in high school. Things like this teach you. That stuff doesn't matter. Grandpa Bedford loves that boy to death.
Any more thoughts on who would have wanted to kill Harrison?
No. Everyone loved him. You really think someone targeted him? In the papers, they just call it a thrill kill.
Yeah, don't believe everything you read.
Well, thanks for everything, Detective. I'm sorry I can't help more.
Take care, Allison.
Oh shit, yeah. The last bit there is a bit of not eye opener, but I'm still a bit confused. I'm guessing there's like another case behind the scene that might be connected to other cases or some sort. Because trying to put the bits and bobs together, I still can't get the full picture yet. But it seems to be like something going on, something to do with the jogging thing. I think that was Van Buten was saying how it was a fucking mess. It was a mare, basically, that case. You know, maybe it'll be brought up later on, or maybe it might be to do with the real show. And because I don't watch the show, it doesn't ring any bells or anything for me. But yeah, I'm so relieved that we didn't go for manslaughter. I don't think he would have got done slammed for manslaughter because I don't think I was good enough. You know, I know I said that I'm not Harvey Specter, but you know, if I pretended that episode 2 never happened, I could say, yeah, I'm Harvey Specter. I don't lose. I don't know how to lose, but I'm not a overconfident kind of guy anyway. Like I said, I wasn't sure I was gonna win, so I just went for the what you call it, the suspended, basically negligence, basically, and he got guilty for that. So you know. But maybe he got done for manslaughter as well because they didn't take the deal. So who knows? Who knows? But I'm glad I won that one. I mean, it was a victory, but you know, was it really a victory? Because as they mentioned at the end, that you know, most well, it could be there could be a good chance that a great deal of parents would lose their child and be put up for fostering and whatnot. Because they're deemed unfit to be a parent. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if it is a victory, but is it really a victory? No, that's up for debate. But Carmichael was right, I guess. You know, we're doing what we think is best. We're just doing our job. But guys, since it's a weekend, I've got a special announcement. Not a special announcement. I've got an announcement to make. Since it's a weekend, you guys are not getting 1 episode today. On Saturday, you'll be getting 2. So I'll be playing the 2nd episode right away. So you guys will be in for a treat. But first, I just need to have some refreshment breaks, like a quick drink.